Hi guys, Pete here from RC Airplane World. That's rcairplaneworld.com. I don't normally do videos to do with the website. I have done in the past, and there's a few instructional videos on YouTube and whatnot. But I'm doing this one just purely because I was recently contacted by a company, KidsToyLover.com, which is a company that operates out of China and Australia. And very friendly employee got in touch with me, found my website online, and just asked me if I wanted to review one of their more recent products, which is the Raptor H650. Uh, don't believe everything you read on the box. It's not a Paptor. A little bit of either a graphic design or a printing error there. It's not a Paptor. It is a Raptor with an R. In fact, if there's the instructions, there you go, Raptor. So yeah, that's in the grand scheme of things. That's no major biggie there. Quite funny, but yeah, it's a kind of multi-role type radio control aircraft capable of operating off land, obviously, water, and in the air. So quite a fun looking thing, I have to say. The box art's pretty impressive. Got some nice box art there. We've just flipped this around for you. Nice artist's impression of it there in all its environments. It is a fun looking thing. It's unusual configuration in that it's tractor prop, but you've got the motor mounted right back there on the fin. Nice sleek delta wing design. So high tailplane. Yeah, it looks a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through things, do a little review for you, and put it together, get it airborne. So guys, this is the Raptor freshly opened. This is how it comes from the factory. Very sturdy box, hence the lack of transit damage from Australia. And I must mention at this point, because it's a big thanks to Xiang, who's the company employee who I've been in contact with, and apologies, Xiang, if I'm not pronouncing your name right, but it occurred to me once I had the email saying that it shipped and it was on its way to me, it occurred to me that it was likely going to arrive with a Mode 2 transmitter, because that is the kind of global default for planes of this type, or most planes, to be honest. And if you're not familiar with transmitter modes, essentially the transmitter mode determines which sticks of the transmitter control which functions of the aircraft. So on a Mode 2, there's the two most popular. There's four modes in general. Modes 1 and Modes 2 are the most popular, and out of those, Mode 2 is the most popular by far. I fly Mode 1 because I learnt to fly radio control in the United Kingdom in the 1980s, and that was just the way. Mode 1 was the common mode back then. Mode 2 was something they did on the other side of the Atlantic, and it was black magic and all that. Mode 1 was here in the UK. But no, I'm a Mode 1 guy, and I told Xiang this, and much to her credit, within a week I had a Mode 1 transmitter arrive on the doorstep. So it's great to know you've got Mode 1 and 2 options there, and I would suggest you specify. Most of you guys are going to be Mode 2, there's no question. But if you do require a Mode 1, you need to specify that when you order. But yes, transmitter modes, basically the mode determines which sticks do what. So this is a Mode 1. So I've got motor power on the right hand stick, up and down for motor power, left and right for aileron control, and then on the left hand stick we've got up and down controls your elevator, and then left and right controls rudder. Now on a Mode 2 transmitter, motor power is on left stick, so it would be up and down for motor power, left and right for rudder. Rudder stays the same. on the right hand stick of a mode 2 transmitter, you've got up and down for elevator, left and right for aileron. Okay, so those are the fundamental differences between modes 1 and 2. Basically, the motor and elevator change stick. Okay, that's the fundamental difference. So this is the mode 1. This is the one that Xiang sent out. So motor power on the right stick, aileron on the right stick, elevator and rudder on the left stick. The stock transmitter, you can see it hiding down there. I haven't unpacked it yet. That's your mode 2. So we'll unpack. I just wanted to show you that that you have got the 2 options, which is fantastic. So let's unpack it and see what we get. Okay, so the Raptor is out of its box, and let's just go through what we've got. Obviously the fuselage with a folding 3-blade propeller, nice little brushless motor there, and yeah, it all looks like the electronics are all packed in there nicely. Again, I haven't yet taken any of this out. I've literally just taken it out of the box just to show you guys what we get in the box. So we've got fuselage, fin, or the top half of the fin is obviously going to go up there at some point. What looks to be a carbon spar for the wings, I should think. We got the transmitter. Again, this is my mode 1 transmitter. The mode 2 is the default one. Instruction booklet, USB charger for the battery. The battery is a 7.4 volt 1000 milliamp hour, so it's a 2-cell LiPo battery. USB charger, 2 spare props, 2 wings, 2 outer wing sections, a tube of glue, 2 cover strips, which we'll look at where they go in a little while. And this, now this is a bit odd. It's the nose cone, but rather than being a solid nose cone, it's anything but solid. It's kind of a silicone or a rubber. So yeah, that's a bit odd, but anyway, either that or it's a pixie hat, not sure. But anyway, I'm going to assume that's the nose cone. The plane comes with LED lights to go along the wing leading edges, so that's pretty cool. Coloured LED lights. And I've just seen, it looks to me like they go in the plastic tube on the wing leading edge, which is already taped in place, I can see. So I guess I'm going to be cutting that tape, taking the tube off, inserting the LED strips into the tube, and then just retaping that onto the wing leading edge. I think that's the easiest thing to do there. So anyway, that's a minor point. Now, what I have noticed, interestingly, on the transmitter, you'll see they've actually locked the rudder. You've got no real left and right movement there. And that's because what they've done, coupled the rudder here, to the ailerons. So this is the aileron servo, controlling the ailerons when the wings go in place. And they've got a secondary push rod going from the same servo horn to the rudder. And all that means is when you wiggle the transmitter stick to move the ailerons, the rudder's going to move as well at the same time because of this secondary control rod. And that is basically just a rudimental and mechanical but equally effective equivalent to electronic mixing. Most computer radio control systems these days have electronic mixing capabilities, And in fact, an aileron to rudder mix is one of the most common. And all it means is you mix the rudder in to move with the ailerons. So when you deflect the ailerons, if you want to turn left with left aileron, if the rudder is mixed in, the rudder will automatically deflect as well, so you don't have to move the rudder stick at the same time. It's kind of the lazy option, really, but it works well. But anyway, here that mixing is done mechanically with this secondary push rod. So that's why they've locked the rudder stick on the transmitter, because the rudder is all taken care of for you. So that's, yeah, interesting. Unusual, but I'm sure it'll work. Hey guys, we're back with the assembled Raptor. I say we're back, you guys probably haven't been anywhere, but I've been doing this video over several days, couple of weeks actually, due to various things going on. But yeah, here's the Raptor fully assembled. Not many problems to report. It's only going to take you about half an hour. The longest time is allowing for the glue to set properly. That's the glue that came with it. Very strong glue, and the assembly was really just a case of attaching the two outer wing panels glued along the joint here. There's the carbon spar that went all the way through, glued in place. Those two black strips in place just to tidy things up. And then I did mention earlier in the video that I probably have to take this light tube off. That's not necessary at all, because what you can actually do, although I've put a little bit of additional clear tape there now to hold the lights in place, but what you can do is you can bend that end of the light tube enough to thread the LEDs through. So no need to take that off at all. You just bend the end up, thread the lights through, and they're neatly in place. I put a bit of extra tape just to hold them in place and tidy things up. But no, it went together fairly well. The glue it in place. Glue takes about, well, I don't know. I sort of did it over a weekend, but I would say at least a couple of hours to go off properly. It sets very well, very tough. So yeah, so there she is. So you won't have any problems putting it together. I will say, because I got sent out the separate Mode 1 transmitter, I had to obviously rebind because it was bound to the Mode 2 transmitter that was in the box. So I had to rebind. Did have a bit of problem with it. I looked through the instructions, I found out how to bind it, and it's a case of pushing the button on the motherboard for a few seconds. Could I find the button? No, I could not. I had all this out. I ended up emailing Xiang, who's very helpful, came back with the instructional video link, which is actually what you get when you scan the QR code. But yeah, the button is there. So, and the easiest way to do it, I found, I don't know if the phone's going to pick it up, but if you thread the screwdriver, if you do need to rebind, the button is down there. Okay, it's a very, I'm going to try and get it on the video. It's sort of there. That bit on the left is a tiny little round black button, only a couple of millimeters in diameter. That's the one you need to press. Press it down for a few seconds. The wing lights will start flashing, and then it's a case of powering up the transmitter. You hold the light control button down while you switch the transmitter on, and then up and down with the throttle stick, the motor power stick, and then that's it. That's bound. So that did work. That was just me being a bit daft, but thanks Xiang for sorting that out. Yeah, there it is. So the next step, I've already tried the controls. I'll show you those in a tick, and then it's out to the field. So guys, back again. I've just powered it up. You can see you get a red light on the transmitter. 4 AA batteries, which don't come with it. You'll have to get those separately. 4 AA batteries in the transmitter. and by default the wing lights come on. I mean, they're pretty cool, you know, flying in dim light. They'll be quite useful. They can be switched off with the switch there. That does that. And just a quick recap on how they've mixed the rudder and aileron. As I was explaining earlier, you can see as the ailerons move, the rudder moves. Okay, so you've got ailerons and rudder coupled together, and then elevator. Now, if you fly radio control and you're used to nice, smooth, proportional movement, you might be a bit disappointed. And I've got some doubts. I haven't flown it yet, but I've got some doubts as to just how smooth this is going to be to fly, because although the movement is proportional, it's quite jerky. So I'm not expecting any ultra smooth flying characteristics. Oops, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm quietly optimistic. We'll take it out to the field and give it a go. Hey guys, back again. We're at the back of the house. Here's the Raptor ready to go. Now, this isn't the maiden. I've done a cheeky maiden just to check it out, but here's just a quick bit of video for you of it in action. And she's away. Okay, got to keep the speed up, keep the power on. It's a bit twitchy, as I thought, but it's flying. That's about 3/4 power. It's okay, actually. It's a bit gusty up there, but it's okay. I'm not going to try the stunt modes just yet, but it's got a built-in loop and roll function, but I'm not going to do that today. Just a bit too close for houses for that. But it's flying, and it handles okay, actually. So I'm going to cut the power, bring it in towards me. It's very light, so it's got a good glide. Pretty windy, awful landing. Well, there you go. So guys, just some final thoughts on the Raptor. You've just seen it flying there. Not the best flight video, I have to say, but it's a bit limited just doing it out the back of the house. It's good fun. I can see it being great fun when I get it to some water. That'll have to be another time, but driving it around on water and then getting airborne from the water, I can see being a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be quite quick on water. As far as flying tips, keep the power on, because as soon as the power comes off, because it's so light, it does get very wishy-washy quite quickly. The weight's a good thing. I've just popped it on the scales out of curiosity. It comes in at 230 grams, give or take. Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun. It's not the best handling model I've ever flown, but then I never expected it to be. Word of warning, the battery compartment is big, but that's not where the battery goes, okay? If you see down there, there's a hole. The battery needs to go right in there as far as it'll go when you fly it. Well, you get the idea. The battery goes right inside that hole. I'm trying to do it one-handed. You see, it slides right inside that hole, and then this lug on the battery hatch cover keeps it in place. That goes into the hole and locks the battery in place. Don't put the battery in there and fly it, because the center of gravity will be completely wrong. So the battery needs to be in its little cubby hole. And it seemed to fly okay, maybe a little bit tail heavy, but not much at all. Like I say, the glide rate is very good because of it's got a very low wing loading, huge, great wing area, and very little weight to it. So it does glide very well, and that could catch you out when you're coming into land. It could carry on a bit further than you intend it to. But yeah, hope my review has helped. I will get a video of it on water at some point, but I think this video's more than long enough. I've been doing it in sections. So hopefully this reviews helps you out. Would I recommend one? Yeah, absolutely. For the money, it's like I say, it's a lot of fun and not much money, and a great little thing to have a fly about or use on water when you get the chance. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.